What's up, SNA fans? This Super Ninja Austin back here with another wrestling news video on February 5th, 2024. We're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Fightful Select article on Monday, February 5th, 2024. And yeah, we're going to start on today's wrestling news video with some Jacob Fatu confirms MLW Street Fight was last MLW date. Jacob Fatu comments on his free agency status on February 1st. Rikishi posted on social media that Jacob Fatu is a free agent and asked if WWE or AEW would be the company to sign him. It was later reported by Body Slam that Fatu was indeed a free agent, appearing on signed by superstars ahead of MLW Street Fight or Super Fight. That's a Street Fight Super Fight. MLW Super Fight on February 3rd. Fatu confirmed that MLW Super Fight was his last date with MLW. MLW Super Fight is the final match. Saturday is the final match against Nagata, Yuji Nagata from New Japan, of course. In Philadelphia, has been home to Nagata. He said, excuse me, my bad. Philadelphia has been home to me for the past 6 years, he said. Fatu was victorious against Nagata at MLW Super Fight. After the match, he was attacked by a returning Kruger Mads Kruger Mads Kruger, who clubbed him in the back of the head, MLW announced Fatu versus Kruger in a Bakelite Raw at MLW Burning Crush on February 17th. The match was taped after MLW Super Fight. Fightful will provide more details on Fatu's free agency with they are known. And what's your thoughts on Jacob Fatu being a free agent after this? After wrestling in the Super Fight, the Super Fight event, and he's gonna probably gonna be written off in I'm not sure if it's called a good send off, but I'd say send him off after this match in MOW at Burning. What's it called? Burning Crush. Yeah. And for you Major League fans, like, what are your thoughts on the match of the Super Fight and the ones that were there watching in attendance in a pre-tape match on Burner Crush? Burner Crush, how was your experience? Like, don't tell me any spoilers, but just tell me what exactly happened only on Super Fight, and then tell me everything about your experiences, like from there to the pre-tape show. Let me know in the comments down below for you MLW fans. And for the rest of the wrestling fans, like, where do you think he's going to go, AEW or WWE? Yes, leave a comment below, which I think it probably would likely be WWE. Then again, like, he does have a reputation of being against the law, I guess you could say. I'm having trouble with the law, I should say. Like, but I think WWE probably will work something out, and they will most likely will be. Maybe he could start an alliance with someone like Solo Sikoa, like, because I'm not sure if Roman Reigns is gonna last long as a tribal chief. That's only if he can retain the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Then I could see him joining as another member of the Bloodline, and he could be like allies with Solo Sikoa. I mean, with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, and maybe we could finally see Jimmy Uso comes to his sentences. But I think for now he's gonna stay with Roman Reigns, and we could, even if he stays with Roman Reigns even after WrestleMania, like is this one of his minions next to his younger brother Solo Sikoa, then we could still have Jacob Fatu join in. But I think he would go with a totally different name. Like, considering both Roman Reigns and the Usos and Solo, they're not using their actual names. So yeah, I think that we're gonna see him with a totally different name. He's gonna fit in with the bloodline if Roman Reigns retains. Then, but then again, I think if he loses the title, he could be like an, I won't say a lackey. I would say be part of an alliance with Solo. Like if Solo goes on his own and he start being the star of himself and being like a mid card main event star, like, and he's winning like mid card belts, like what if it's the United States or the Intercontinental Championship, and then he'll have him as like a, or even they can win the tag team championship if it's just them as a duo, like they could do anything with these guys at this point, like if he signs with WWE. But if he goes to AEW, I mean, he could possibly be successful in AEW as well, like to show his strength and his power. Like if he could be like a Samoan version of Powerhouse Hobbs, in my opinion. Like, but that's only if they have him as a monster heel rather than like a beastly baby face. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Let's move on. Is we got some big Bronson Reed news on Gunther is someone like that he has unfinished business with. And then the former NXT North American champion is for WWE Elimination Chamber. WWE heads to Perth, Australia for WWE Elimination Chamber. And being an Australian native, Big Bronson Reed has his eye set on two men who are currently wearing gold, and he called out both the world heavyweight champion and on interview, or should I say, on the interview with and then the interview with Sportskeeda, they're like the Bronson Reed called out both Seth Rollins and Gunther for both the Intercontinental Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion by saying, I mean, there's a lot of people I'd like to face. Seth Rollins was one of them, but obviously now he is injured. I don't know how that would work. There is obviously the Intercontinental Championship roaming around here's somewhere. Gunther is someone that I got unfinished business with, but literally anyone, like Australia, my home country, I'd love to just be a part of the event, he said in an interview. I'm saying, I already said that. And he continued, Gunther successfully defended his WWE Intercontinental Champion against. I mean, not need to continue. My bad. Like, I'm gonna say Gunther successfully defended his WWE Intercontinental Champion against Bronson Reed on the October 16th episode of October 16th, 2023 episode of Monday Night Raw. Gunther will celebrate hitting 600 days tonight as Intercontinental Champion. And what are your guys' thoughts on who could possibly be Gunther's opponent? Could it be Big Bronson Reed on the road to Elimination Chamber, or do you think it's going to be somebody totally different entirely? After he celebrates his 600 days, and then he'll probably be interrupted of being from someone like a Chad Gable or Bronson Reed, or even main event Jey Uso, because he's not really doing much as he's on Raw, like only defeating the guy that called him the guy that called Gunther out on this interview, like last Monday on the January 28th episode. No, 20. No, it was January 29th episode of Monday Night Raw. That's right. January 29th, 2024 episode of Raw. But let me know who could be Chad Gable, it could be Jey Uso, Bronson Reed, or even a returning Sheamus, even though he's on SmackDown, but they can give a reason why he jumped from SmackDown to back to Raw. Well, he hasn't been in Raw since 2021, I believe. Yeah. But I'll tell you, they could probably do an angle like he could do an exchange, like he can do a trade, like, and they can have somebody from Raw go to SmackDown after, like, with Sheamus doing a jump on Raw, because it'll probably be a good I think it'll probably be a good call, because he's not, even if he went back to SmackDown, there's probably not much for him to do over there, but when he could benefit more because he can revisit his feud with Gunther, but maybe they could wait until WrestleMania. And maybe it could be either Jey Uso, Bronson Reed, or Chad Gable. But yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below and what you think about this matter. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide, and we got Jim Ross news now, as he says he's hopefully undergone another successful surgery, as he's on his next one. And Jim Ross gives the latest health update. My apologies, but anyways, is that on February 5th, Jim Ross took to social media. Come on. To say he's hopefully undergo another successful surgery. Ross didn't provide any more details on the surgery. Another successful surgery, hopefully need, with him posting, hopefully with him posting this on Twitter. Another successful surgery, hopefully need your prayers. And there's the tweet right there. And what are your thoughts on Jim Ross's tweet? And yeah, and I would say I hope for him to be successful at the procedure, and hopefully we can see him back in the AEW commentary booth sooner rather than later, but only when he fully recovers from getting surgery, and hopefully he's doing well, and hopefully his health is very well as well. No pun intended of that word, WELL. But anyways, but yeah, but the point is, hopefully he's doing okay, and he's very healthy and not going to be out for long, and we can see him on AEW television. That's my point is. But it says right here on February 1st, Ross revealed he underwent cancer surgery on his right hip, and that he was doing well. Ross has dealt with health issues over the past years that that has caused him a past year of has that caused him a take a step back from his announcing duties on AEW. He he typically calls the main event matches on AEW Collision. Ross's contract with AEW is set to expire on February 14th, which same day as Valentine's Day, day after my birthday. And oh, by the way, a week from tomorrow, I will be doing a special birthday edition of the SNA podcast to celebrate your host Super Ninja Austin's birthday. But anyways, we're gonna continue talking about this news story. And no deal has been reported. Well, yeah, exactly what and like Fightful on this Fightful article said, like what they said, like we're gonna wish Jim Ross a speedy recovery, and I'm not speedy recover, not just that, but also send our best wishes to the AEW announcer and former WWE commentator, of course, and yeah, leave, and I would recommend you guys doing the same in the comments, and yeah, and when do you think we might see Ross back in AEW commentary table? But yeah, let's move on to the next slide, and we got some. And then we got Pat McAfee doesn't know what's going to happen with the Roman Reigns, uh, but he admitted that it got people pissed off. Pat McAfee weighs in on the Rock returning to confront Roman Reigns. WWE SmackDown closed with The Rock confronting Roman Reigns and strongly hinting that they would square off at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes, who won the Men's Royal Rumble, seemingly gave up his spot against Reigns at WrestleMania so The Rock could prove he is the head of the table. Fans online were not happy about The Rock stepping in and then they had the hashtag We Want Cody trended throughout the weekend on social media. Speaking on the Pat McAfee show, WWE Raw announcer Pat McAfee weighed in on Cody potentially not finishing his story, saying wrestling fans are incredibly pissed off that Cody Rhodes was supposed to get the job done. Finally, there is a title, the one that Roman Reigns that Dusty Rhodes was handed in Madison Square Garden, and then taken taken away everything Cody has been doing. He's been trying to get the title back into his family, seemingly going to have to wait another few months while the Rock, the biggest star in the world, the biggest star on planet Earth, will be taking on his cousin Roman Reigns for the head of the table conversation, which has been chatted about forever. I love Cody Rhodes. I love The Rock. I love Roman Reigns. I am very torn on this entire thing. This internet was not happy, he said. McAfee continued by saying, "I'm I'm bummed out, but I still don't know what's going on or what's going to take place between now and WrestleMania. We are all pretty bummed out for Cody, but also very pumped. This is a Rock Roman situation. I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, in WWE, you can never know what's going to take place. Certainly, certainly got people pissed off on a Friday. Pat McAfee noted that there is still a longer way to go before WrestleMania, which includes Monday Night Raw this week, which is tonight, of course, which I'm gonna be making a review about. Make sure you check that out for those who's interesting of watching. And what you guys thoughts on Pat McAfee's opinion? Which he said, like, there's some fans that are very happy about The Rock versus Roman Reigns, something that we wanted to see from the past, like for something we want to see from the past 2 years when Roman Reigns was that championship. And like but at the same time, they were very disappointed that it was the expense of Cody Rhodes because he wanted to finish the story of becoming the WWE Championship. It looks like he might have to wait until another year or so in order to achieve that dream, and he have to go after Rollins. But hopefully that won't be the case, and we can make everybody happy. And at the end of the day, like including myself, like hopefully WWE can book something like in a scenario that The Rock could still face Roman Reigns, but he could also face Cody Rhodes as well in the same night. Like I booked it from the past couple of days when I make my wrestling news videos. But I just hope that hopefully the WWE can find a way like that. But it looks like they're going to go with The Rock versus Roman for not only the head of the table, but for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And we're going to have Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Some say they had to change the plans because of CM Punk. Because CM. Can you get a pull-up-y for mommy?
Now sit down.
Okay. Can you just go to the mommy and get it changed? Can you get it from your mommy?
What? My T-Rex. Whoa.
The T-Rex, yeah, the one Uncle got you for Christmas. I wish we can find some Gorilla Glue to glue it up. Yeah. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Like, let me know in the comments down below.
You glue.
I think Uncle SNA ran out. He need to go to the store and buy some more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go buy some more.
But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And but yeah, hopefully, that'll be the case. But it looks like they're gonna go with this plan with Rollins versus Rhodes. A match we already seen 2 years ago prior, and when he was the mystery opponent when he made his return in WWE, and also but yeah, all right, Birdie Bird. I hope y'all try to see if we can fix that. But anyways, yeah, and we are seeing the mystery, but I'm thinking like everybody else in the IWC, like why would they pick someone like a Drew McIntyre, even Gunther, if they were desperate? Like, pick somebody that be a perfect replacement for CM Punk, and we could still see someone like Cody Rhodes facing Roman Reigns. But yeah, that was supposed to be the plan for Cody Rhodes to face Roman Reigns, and then they'll have CM Punk face Seth Rollins somehow, with him being the number one contender. But it looks like those plans fell through because CM Punk got injured during the Royal Rumble match, with him taking his future shock DDT from Drew McIntyre inside the ring, and tore his tricep. But anyways, yeah. Hopefully that things could change and we could do something that this could be the best WrestleMania in years. Well, I'll say next to 39, WrestleMania 39, but I'll say this would be probably be the greatest if everything was according to plan. But we know, even though if things did go according to plan, like if things go back according to plan, would CM Punk somehow recover sooner rather than later, right before WrestleMania, and also Brock Lesnar. I mean, even for that, we still have to worry about Brock Lesnar because he's probably not going to face Gunther because of the allegations against him, with him being caught up from that sex trafficking lawsuit against Vince McMahon, with him being the other suspect, with McMahon gotten him involved in it by sending Janelle Grant's contacts to him and stuff. Yeah, but we're going to continue talking about that in another time. But we're going to move on to the next news, which is some Tony Schiavone news. With him says he's enjoying working on Collision. Some weeks it's a better show. Tony Schiavone comments on working on AEW Collision. Tony Schiavone fills many roles in AEW, and his biggest role is being the lead announcer on AEW Collision. Schiavone joined in the team in October 2023 and now calls the action on both Collision and Dynamite. Speaking on what happened when Tony Schiavone commented on how he's feeling working Collision. He said, not a lot of excitement about AEW Revolution. Yes, the show have been good. Really, I really think that Collision has been great. It has been. They've been great shows, like and I am really and I am just really excited about after we do the shows. I am thinking that was a damn good show. Not saying overall it's a better show than Dynamite, but at times it is a better show. Some weeks it is a better show. In the natural course of things, it happens like that. In some weeks, Dynamite's a better show, but I've been very, very happy about Collision. I really enjoy working with Kevin Kelly and Nigel. I really do. We've really developed a friendship. We get along with each other, and because I do a lot of the announcing on Collision, I really do that much backstage at Collision. Tony, Tony told me just be an announcer on those days, so I kind of go back and stay in the announcers room the entire day without running around being a pain in the ass like I'm normally am. So those are good days. I am really enjoy AEW. I really enjoy Saturday, he said. On Saturday's AEW Collision, Schiavone informed Brian Keith that he had officially been signed by AEW. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Tony Schiavone's comments on on about him enjoying being a commentator on both Collision and AEW Dynamite. It's be exciting when he's getting ready to go out there and call the action with Excalibur and Taz on Wednesdays, and then Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly on Saturdays. Him being the lead commentator, like if he's the AEW version of Michael Cole. But let me know in the comments down below if you think he's doing great, and also like what's your thoughts on Tony Schiavone being very excited about being the lead commentator and starting a friendship bond with Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. And then he's and what's your thoughts on him looking forward for AEW Revolution as well? Yeah, make sure to leave your thoughts known down below. And I think he's doing very successful. I think he's doing very great, and I think he's doing very successful at his job. I think he's bringing in some personality when it comes to announcements. When it comes to announcements and interviews and calling the action, what's going on the show, or like with matches or segments, like what match is going to be on, or what's going on, like whether if it's backstage or in the ring or whatever it may be. Like, but yeah. But let's move on to the next slide. And we got Tatum Paxley. We got some Tatum Paxley news of saying I love being in Lyra Valkyria's pants. And I was like, and that pants and yeah, this is very uncomfortable, the title of it. But luckily, I'm not a man of judgment, so I'm gonna read it anyways. But I'm saying, like, that's just very uncomfortable. Like, I thought like you would love never mind, like Javier, but yeah, that's none of my business. Like, but anyways, well, I'm gonna talk about this NXT news with Tatum Paxley having this weird fetish with Lyra Valkyria. In recent weeks, Tatum Paxley has formed a strange relationship with current NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria. She has practically stalked the champion, and she has gone out of her way to help Lyra, hoping to win her over. At NXT Vengeance Day, Tatum Paxley helped Lyra Valkyria retain her NXT Women's Championship against both Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice, who cashed in her title shot breakouts contract to join the bout and make it a three-way contest. Tatum took out Perez, which allowed Valkyria to pin Vice and clinched the win. On social media, WWE shared a clip of Lyra looking in her suitcase for her clothes, like and she could not find her pants, but suddenly showed but yeah, all of a sudden Tatum Paxley showed up and she was wearing them. Paxley then Paxley shared the post and wrote that she loved being in Lyra's pants. Fans will have to wait and see what this relationship continues to unfold from here on out. And here's the post on WWE's NXT's official Twitter page.
Just have my boots, my gear. Where are my? Tatum. Yeah.
And here's the post that Tatum Paxley posted on her Twitter page about this video that WWE posted or tweeted, I should say, because that's how they would say on Twitter. Like they tweeted rather than posted. It don't show it officially on the page, but it shows it right here on this caption of saying, and what's your thoughts in the comments below? Do you think it's a little bit too much even for Tatum Paxley? Or do you think it's somewhat hilarious and entertaining in a way? Let me know down below. But I'll say this is very uncomfortable. Even Lyra, I guess one thing if she loves this kind of company from her, but at the same time, she does not want her to be this close. Like, which Lyra keeps asking her through time and time again that give her personal space. But okay, finally I got this right here. It finally shows the actual post on the X account. But yeah, let me know about the storyline in the comments below. And do you think it's very similar to when Mickie James was with Trish Stratus about 18 years ago? Yeah, but let's move on to the next slide, and we're gonna. We got some R-Truth news now up next on getting attacked by the Judgment Day, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, it says getting attacked by the Judgment Day, saying it's part of the gig. I'm definitely in the group. Yeah, this is definitely the most hilarious and fourth wall breaking stars in WWE right now. He can mix kayfabe and reality put together, like on what's the plan, but it's not really a plan to the Judgment Day's eye. Like he can know how to put kayfabe and reality together in WWE very well. Like he's very known for that for the past decade, but he's just continuing to kill it, even at the age of 51, 52 years old. Like, and he is very, very, very entertaining and very funny. Yeah. Like he can make a wrestler that's trying to play as a heel character break out of character and start laughing their tails off. Like he did it with the likes of Shayna Baszler, Brock Lesnar, and even now Damian Priest. But yeah, speaking of the Punisher of the Judgment Day, like he seemingly kicked R-Truth out of the Judgment Day on the January 9th episode of WWE Raw last week, as he said Truth was never part of the Judgment Day group before he had the faction attacked the fan favorite star. R-Truth subsequently took to Twitter/X to encourage everyone to calm down, as he stated that getting attacked by the Judgment Day was part of the gig. Sorry about that, mate. It's a little bit unprofessional for me to laugh at this, but yeah, it's just he's very hilarious. Yeah, my apologies. Like legitimately hilarious, but hey, Birdie Bird.
Yay. Hi.
Excuse me, Birdie. But yeah,
Hi. What the? SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. That's right.
Like that.
After I make this wrestling news report.
They're like baby.
Yeah, that's like baby. But anyways, he said that he was definitely in the judgment day. That's like grandpa. That's like your grandfather. That's right. No,
You.
that's your daddy.
You.
This is your great grandfather.
No, you.
Yeah, that's your great grand. This is your uncle, like you, Birdie. I'm done. He may be red, but that's like, but he acts like your great grandfather. But anyways, this is where it come. Where was I? He said that he was definitely in the Judgment Day. Now, our truth shared a picture of a Google search in which he looked up whether getting jumped was a form of in, an initiation into a group, and then here's the group right here. Here's the tweet right here that he looked up on Google and posted on or tweeted on his Twitter/X account. And I'm gonna get your laughing reading experience by reading this of what he just wrote, which he wrote, which he wrote on the caption saying, "Calm down, my people. I really appreciate your support and concerns, but it's a part of the gig. Live, laugh, and love. I'm definitely in the Judgment Day now." And he scratched out some of the things it says, which I can get out is that hit gains like hits and gongs and he said, how do normally join by either committing a crime or being jumped jumped in. Jumped in is a initiation that involves other gang members beating the potential member as a test of his or her courage and fight ability. Despite his uncertain status with the group, R-Truth accepted multiple fight awards on the Judgment Day's behalf. More information is available. But what's your thoughts on him think of this being an initiation of being officially a Judgment Day member? Yeah, he like Uncle Super Ninja Austin.
That too.
Mm-hmm. But it's more like when Uncle SNA has his blue on rather than red. He's more like Raphael right now. Oh, he's like Michelangelo. I mean, not Michelangelo. He's like Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo, except for Michelangelo. But he used to be like Michelangelo with his old orange mask. Which Uncle SNA needs to get a new one if he can afford to get a new one, But that'll probably be somewhere near the future.
Oh God!
Where's the sword? Is it in your toy box? Like last time I saw it was in one of your toy boxes. Both of them, two of your swords were Leonardo. But what are your thoughts on our truth showing that that's how you get into be a member of a to a member of the Judgment Day? It's like getting in, like if you're in the gang, like if you're joining the gang member, gang members, make it a plural. And do you agree with the former 24/7 and United States champion? Let me know in the comments down below. committing a crime or getting jumped by all the members of the group, which I'm not sure if that's currently accurate. And I'm not sure if this is gonna get him back into Judgment Day or not, but I think he's gonna earn him an opportunity of being in a tag team tournament match with R-Truth. I mean, he is R-Truth. The Miz as the Awesome Truth again for like the 60,000th time, and we're gonna probably see them face the British Strong Style from SmackDown. And we're gonna probably see them face British Strong Style this coming Friday on SmackDown on the February 10th edition, I believe, of Friday Night of the Blue Brand. No, the 9th. It's the 9th. I'm wrong. The February 9th edition of SmackDown. So, which I'll probably think that it'll be the Awesome Truth against British Strong. Like I said this past Friday on the SmackDown review. Make sure to check that out. And we're gonna probably see them facing the Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber. This is where we probably see a face turn from Damian Priest. Like if the Awesome Truth successfully defeats the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Priest at Elimination Chamber for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. And hopefully we'll finally see the tag titles split up and go back to Raw and SmackDown respectively. Except like whoever goes to SmackDown will be known as the WWE Tag Team Champion, along with the other belts that are known as WWE Championships. And then SmackDown, on Raw, we'll have the World Tag Team titles. Like if it's the Ruthless Aggression era days again, if you know what I mean. But anyway, let's move on. Oh, there you go. You're welcome, Birdie Bird. But yeah, but let's move on to the next slide. We got some Indy Hartwell news with her saying she's focusing on WWE Women's Tag Title Gold. And it says right here, from the former NXT Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell gives her goals for 2024. Indy Hartwell has been a part of the Raw roster for almost a year after being drafted to the brand in 2023's WWE draft. While Hartwell found success in NXT as former NXT Women's Champion, she's still looking for gold on the main roster. The blue piece that sticks the track together. We need to find that. I think it's either in your box or in your shelf or in your room, or either out in the living room somewhere when the last time you were playing it with. Or wherever it could possibly be. I'll think those are the only two main places I would see it at. But
the balls go.
You got a ball? But yeah, she said, my goal is obviously everyone's goal to become the champion. I would love to become women's world champion right now. I'm very much focused on the tag titles, reuniting with my mom, with my mom, Candice LeRae. Okay, I'm just kidding about the mom part. We want to be the tag team champions, up on the main roster. That's what we're looking at. Obviously, to wrestle in Perth, Australia, is what I'm looking forward to as well. She told Westport with an S. My bad. Westport, my apologies. I'll say what she told the West Sport in this interview. The Kabuki Warriors are currently the women's tag team champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane. They will defend their tag team championships against Kaden Carter and Katana Chance on tonight's Monday Night Raw. like elsewhere during on this interview, commented on her injury that caused her to relinquish her NXT Women's Championship, which we're gonna click on and talk about up next. But what's your thoughts on Indy Hartwell wanting to be the women's world champion? And do you think she's gonna be in some kind of number one contenders match in her home country of Australia at this coming elimination chamber of becoming the number one contender for Rhea Ripley's championship at WrestleMania? Or do you think it's gonna be somebody else, like perhaps a Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Jade Cargill, or anybody that's on the Raw or SmackDown side that's gonna get a shot at the other women's champ now that Bayley made her decision of facing her former best friend Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. But yeah, but let me know what y'all think about that. And also, she said she obviously wants to be women's tag team champion with her on-screen mom, which that her and Candice and Johnny Gargano would call her. Like, well, I'll say Candice calls herself as well because when they were teamed as the Way in NXT, they refer Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, and Johnny Gargano refer her as their daughter. That they never have, at least not yet. Which they're making it sound like if they're on anime or on a superhero series, like if their daughter came from the future and they're gonna hang out with them in their their past uh their past version of themselves, like with her being from the future, she wants to hang out with their past version of themselves. Like it's kind of like similar to like the Flash and Sailor Moon, like where their respective daughters like came from the future and they hang out with them in their past versions of themselves or their present version of themselves, considering that they're living in the present and not in the past or in the future, but their future daughter, like Flash and his wife, have their daughter came from the future, and then she helps them fight crime in the present. And that's what similar that's what Indy Hartwell's reminds some fans, including myself, and into the storyline with her saying she's the daughter of Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Like along with Austin Theory, like when he used to team with them as the son of the family. But yeah, that's very silly, and it's more goofy than he's wrestling back 40 years ago, of course. But oh yeah, let's move on to the next news about Indy Hartwell. Admits she isn't sure she should have pushed through through an ankle injury to finish a match on NXT a year ago. Indy Hartwell looks back on her injury. Indy Hartwell walked into her match at NXT Spring Break-In against Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez in a triple threat match as the NXT Women's Champion. Though she retained her title, she suffered an ankle injury in the match on a match in and relinquished the title on a week later after the match. Uh, Appearing on reporting on in the same interview with Westport, Hartwell reflected on the injury and pushing through the pain. She said, "Looking back, I don't know if I should have done that in the moment. I was like, I have to go back out there. I was begging the coaches and producers and the medical team to let me go back out there. Like yeah, it bloody hurt. Like I thought much. I thought how much worse can it get? I I did it," she said. Hart Hartwell has the NXT Women's women's championship reign to date, as 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 run last as one or as her run lasted just 31 days as champion. And what are your thoughts on that? And do you think that wrestle harder as she did, like when she was in that match with the future main roster stars of Roxanne and Tiffany in that triple threat match? Let me know in the comments down below. What's your thoughts onto this matter? And do you think that she should have wrestled more smarter, not harder? Perhaps she should have taken Randy Orton's advice when she had the chance, when she first got in WWE, of course. Hopefully that's not being insensitive. I'm just being funny, like right here. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Like perhaps we would have saw her have much more of a longer reign as NXT Women's Champion if it hadn't been for the injury. But also at the same time, I think when she got drafted to Raw, she was the NXT Women's Champion, and she had to relinquish the championship because there was the other reason besides her injury being being the first main cause of her relinquishing the NXT Women's Championship. But perhaps they probably would have kept her being the NXT Women's Champion until she would have eventually dropped it to someone like Tiffany Stratton or Roxanne Perez or anybody else that was like championship contender in NXT at that time. But it was what it was, and she's probably gonna make it better. Like if whenever the time when she becomes Women's World Heavyweight Champion, which yeah, she's hoping that'll be sooner rather than later. Like and when she was in this other interview with West Sports in this West Sports podcast or wherever they call it, this West Sports show. But yeah, let's move on to the next news now. And do you think she's gonna be women's champion, or do you think she's gonna be the tag team champion? Like, if she, like, do you think she's gonna be number one contender for the women's tag team champion with her on-screen mom and tag partner Candice LeRae, or do you think she's gonna go in the number one contenders elimination chambers match, women's number one contender, to see who's gonna face Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax, like when they get to go face to face at the over the Women's World Championship in Perth, Australia. But let's move on to the next slide, and that is, and we're going to end today's wrestling news video, or no, you know what? I think we have two left, yeah, to talk about. But first, I'm going to talk about some Maxine Dupree news now, as it's up next. Like on WWE, potentially creating another women's title. And she said, I love an opportunity to wear gold. Maxine Dupree comments on potentially adding a secondary title on to the women's division. The WWE women's division is loaded with talent and more stars like have joined it in recent weeks, with Naomi returned to the company at the Royal Rumble, as did Liv Morgan, who has been sidelined like with an injury. Plus, Jade Cargill made her in-ring WWE debut on the February 2nd episode of SmackDown. Former NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton joined the Blue brand. Given this depth, some fans continue to wonder whether it's time for a secondary title like the Intercontinental Championship in the women's division. Speaking with Adrian Hernandez at a press event ahead of from the Royal Rumble, Maxine Dupree was asked like whether it was time for another title in the women's division. She replied, I love an opportunity to wear gold, so I think if that's what that means, then yes, Dupree said. Dupree recently said she wants to improve and compete more in the ring. And what are your thoughts on the former leader of the Maximum Male Models thoughts on becoming women's champion, like whether if it be like world championship or even WWE makes a mid card championship in the women's division on Raw, like so that they can get the women on the women on the Raw brand in that division will have a secondary championship next to the women's world championship for the main event level women like Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, and even Nia Jax as well. But yeah, but again, let me know in the comments down below, like if you think that they should make a women's Intercontinental champion, which most women in the roster would agree on that. Like it's been way past overdue. Like they need to have a mid card. Like if they're gonna have mid card championship for the men, they should have for the women, which I likely agree on that because if you're gonna have a big women's if we're gonna have a big women's division on your roster, you might as well split them up in main event level and mid card level. Like they already have a women's tag team division and having tag team championship. Like why not add that? And they can have something for the women could fight for, like at least like in every other week, like if not weekly. But yeah, leave your thoughts onto this matter in the comments down below. And we're gonna end today's wrestling news video with some GCW news now, as with Feel No Way's results. You know what? Yeah, I'll just talk a little bit more of this, which GCW Feel No Ways results like with Masha Slamovich defeats Starboy Charlie, and man like Reese. Man like Doris and Chris Bay defeats Sam Stackhouse and Fuego del Sol. We also have Mance Warner taking on Bondi Young Prodigy. Went on to no contest though. And we also had a deaf royalty match with Matt Cardona alongside Steph DeLander and Broski Jimmy Lloyd, and they both defeated like SGC Starkey NT, like in a one called Manders Alley and Man called Manders Alley or Alley, like Catch and Dark Chic. And then also we had Microman defeat Mini Bisomo Negro. And we also have Cole Radrick defeat Kerry Morton. We also have Los Mascais, like of the which is Cisclope and Mido, like of Mido Extremo against Rina Yamashita. They defeated they beat Los Desperado, like of Ares and Latigo and Gringo Loco. And then we also had Brittany Brooks defeats Jamie Senegal, and then we also had the GCW World Champion be on the line with champion Blake Christian taking on Jack Cartwheel, which he defeated and successfully retained. We also had Richard Holiday defeated Hammerstone. And then you can watch the videos individually on this website on the Fightful article. And what's your thoughts on these results from this latest event from the GCW this GCW show? And did you predict that all these winners, or at least half of these, were guys that won this match, or did you, or the ones that lost the match? For those GCW fans out there. And let me know in the comments down below. And yes, sir. Yes, sir, ma'am. That was the end of your latest wrestling news video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure, if you did, to like this video. And also, which one was your favorite out of this list on the wrestling news reports on the Fightful Select article? And also let me know about that down below. And and if you're enjoying this content, make sure to subscribe, click the bell notification so you can be the first one when I upload my latest videos. And also make sure to check out the Raw review later on tonight's video, and see what's going to go down on tonight's Red Brand on February 5th, 2024. And also, I'll say they're probably gonna have a number one contender. They're gonna have some kind of a number one contenders tournament match, because they did announce that when Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate of the British Strong Style won the Fatal 4 match against Legado del Fantasma and the LWO and who else was it? Oh, Pretty Deadly. That's what it was, Pretty Deadly. And then we're going to probably see some teams like DIY, Imperium. I'll say probably, DIY, Imperium, and like a four-way match tonight, which will have DIY, Imperium, the New Day, and the Awesome Truth being a four-way match, which I can see the Awesome Truth winning that match, like I said earlier, about like 10, 20 minutes ago on the R-Truth news. And I can see them facing the British Strong Style this Friday on SmackDown. They're going to win that match, and we're going to wait in a couple of weeks to see if they could beat the Judgment Day. But this is only my opinion. In my opinion and my prediction. This is not like there's any spoilers, which there's no spoilers that's being revealed right now. Like, it's only just we're seeing who's going to win and who's going to face Pete. First, we have to see who's going to win. It's going to be either the New Day, DIY, or Imperium, or is it going to be the Awesome Truth at all? Like, it could be anybody else that could be filling in that spot. But something just tells me in my gut that's going to be the Awesome Truth. They're going to find a way to get the victory. They're going to face British Strong Style. And they're probably just likely going to win that match. And a couple weeks later, they're going to meet the Judgment Day's Priest and Balor at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. But again, let me know in the comments down below about all that stuff. And also, we're gonna probably see a clarification with Cody Rhodes of him might be just facing Rollins, or maybe not. Because how we know if he's gonna face Rollins if he didn't even mention that he's going to Raw and he's gonna stay on Raw and face Rollins? Like, we have to have some clarifications from the American Nightmare himself, which that probably gonna be likely this coming Monday, which is tonight on Raw. And we could possibly might see like Drew McIntyre coming in, and we're gonna say like I saw you on SmackDown, and he's like, whoever gonna face, I would suggest you not facing Rollins, because you're gonna regret of choosing him, because I'm gonna take that opportunity away from you, just like I did with CM Punk. Like something like that, which I can see him saying that on the promo battle against the American Nightmare. But again, that's only if he's gonna be if he's choosing Seth Rollins, because he did say that he might not gonna face Roman Reigns, but how do we know he's gonna pick Seth Rollins right away? he could be just trolling and fooling us. And then in the last minute, now it comes to think of it, we could see some kind of big shock of this and the main event of the grandest stage of them all. And we could see we could be seeing a men's elimination chamber #1 contenders match at I see who's gonna face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. But yeah, y'all let me know about that in the comments down below. We're probably gonna see a confirmation from Adam Pearce of him gonna be doing an invitational, like 3 women participants and 3 from Raw, and the other 3 participants from SmackDown will be in the Elimination Chambers match, which we're gonna do a qualifier match between with the likes of maybe Indy Hartwell, a Becky Lynch, Ivy Nile, Shayna Baszler, maybe Zoe Stark. They're gonna be on the Raw side, and even maybe Natalia or Tegan Knox, or even both, or even Chelsea Green and Piper Niven will be part of this match. Could be in the qualifier, along with the women on SmackDown, with the likes of Bianca Belair, Michin, Shotzi, Tiffany Stratton, and even Naomi. We could see them on SmackDown, fighting and qualifying who's gonna face who's gonna be in the #1 contenders women's elimination chamber match. See who's gonna face either Rhea or Nia at WrestleMania, which is gonna be likely Rhea Ripley, because she's gonna defend that title regardless, and nothing's not gonna stop her from retaining in her home country of Australia. But yeah, we're gonna see some confirmations of that, and we might be seeing a confirmation with the men's elimination chambers match, to see who's gonna face Seth Rollins, which will probably have Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and other wrestlers that are in the main event status, and maybe even Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. I'll say they could possibly be in that match too. We just need to find 2 more wrestlers that could be in the #1 contender spot for the World Heavyweight Championship. And the elimination at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. But something just tells me he may or may not just be picking Seth Rollins at this time. He was like, how you know if I'm picking Rollins, which will